Welcome back to West Corners Custom Cycles and welcome back to the Underground Garage. Time to get back on this Virago. It's time to get it buttoned up and get it out of here so we can ride it. It's the beginning of April and riding time's getting here in New York. So anyway, I got a new set of handlebars, a new set of risers. They're going on here. These mirrors are leaving. I've got a handlebar clamp mirror that's going to go on it. I got a different gas tank. It's actually off a Honda Rebel 250. We're going to see if we can make that work on here. I hope I can because I like the gas tank and it already comes painted, so that saves a big step too. I got side covers for this. I got the toolbox that goes in the side here for a 750 Virago. I'm not going to go with the secondary gas tank right now. That's going to be a project a little bit down the road. I'm going to still figure out how to get that big gas tank under this seat. Should give you about an extra gallon of gas, and the gas tank that I just got is I think 3.4 gallons, so I should have 4.5 gallons when I'm done. Anyway, got to get the back tire on here, rear fender, fender struts, sissy bar, seat, all that good stuff. So let's dive into this and get it back together and take it for a ride up and down the road. All right, let me get you in here. Okay, this is all pretty straightforward. You pull the four Allens here, the handlebars come off. There's a nut under each side of here. The risers will come off out of the upper triple tree. The handlebar controls here. There's two Phillips head. I've already loosened things up. Holding these on, and then the mirror mounts are held on with two 10mm bolts. They're 6mm bolts, but it's a 10mm head on them. These mirrors are not going to be reused. I'm going to use a handlebar clamp on mirror, so I got to find that. That's in this mess somewhere. But for right now, we'll get all this off and get the new set of handlebars and risers on here. This is just your electrical switches. This choke I'm probably going to take right off of here because I'm not going to use it anymore. There's one on the single carburetor there. You'll be seeing I'll be putting a new choke bracket on that. Do not lose your screws. Let that hang. Matter of fact, I'll put my screws right back in here so I know where they are when I go to put it back together. Always a good idea to do. If you can't put them back in what you're working on, then put them in a Ziploc baggie and label them. Alright. I thought you might have that out of there by now. I think that screw was that long. Okay. Now I get a 10mm. And we'll pull these off. Alright, that doesn't come in half. That one just loosens up. This one looks like it's got two halves to it. Okay. Now we can pull these top clamps of the risers off. Changing these out aren't too horrible. I don't think we've been into this a couple minutes and we're almost off of the old pair of handlebars. Okay, we'll move those, and as always, since we're not using these again, put the hardware back in. So if I sell them or decide to use them on another project, I know where the heck everything goes. Or is. I gotta go hunting for hardware or anything else. There we go. And there you have it. One dismounted set of handlebars. Alrighty, now let's get these off of here. I want to say they're probably going to be around a 15. Yep, 15 or 14. Let me get a wrench. There's one side. And there you go. Handlebars and risers are off. I'm going to go get the other risers. I got the handlebars right here on the floor, and I'll be back in a flash. Alright, I'm back. These are the risers that are going on it. That's as tall as they are. I mean, there's nothing to them. They're painted like a metallic silver. But not much to install on them. Open down through the hole. Uh-oh. We may have an issue there. Yeah, I'll make it work. We'll just force that up a little. Look at that. Fits like a glove. Maybe not. Let's see what I'm working with here. 17mm nut. Okay. The bolt going through the bottom riser is long enough. I don't know why these are, this is an 85, which is first generation. It may be a little different. These are the same, as far as I know, risers that I used on my 94 Virago chopper build. I know this has been laid down. And as you remember, this headlight bucket was busted, so this might have got tweaked a little bit, but we're going to make them work. I don't know how it's going to work with this key. That remains to be seen here in a second. We may have to trim that key or make a little infield modification here to have everything fit. We'll see how we go here. First things first, I want to get the handlebars in here so I can make sure those are straight across. As you can see, these handlebars are a bit higher. Okay. This way I know they're straight this way when I tighten these bottom ones up. Okay. That one's snug down. Let's see. Okay. I remember this when I did the chopper build, that I'd take the handlebars off and get the controls on them and then mount the handlebars in the risers. I don't got enough slack to get them up there, but I had enough slack to where it wasn't making things too taut when I went full right or full left lock on the hand when I was turning. So okay, as you can see, I got them on here. What a fight that was to get this on here. I had to spread this clamp really. I thought I was going to snap it, but I finally got it on there. Seems like that side's going to work okay. Got over to this side, and mirror on this side is reverse thread, so I'll take that off. But I have an issue here where on the throttle on this side, break the mirror. On the throttle on this side, the here, show you, see how well you can see it. I don't know if you can or not. See if I can get this to focus. See how this is cracked down in here? Right in there. It's cracked all over the place. Two holes actually right there. So I have to get another one of these. I'm just going to order a throttle off of Amazon. I'll throw that on here. I'll just use this part of that throttle, put the new grip on it, put it into the housing that's already here, and then I can finish out the handlebars, put the two grips on it. I also, as I already knew, because I had to do it on the 94 chopper build, you can see that's all the slack I got out of that brake hose, so I got to lengthen that about 4 or 5 inches anyway. I think I lengthened the other one 6, but so I got to go and get a brake cable made, or a brake hose made, and I got to order a throttle off Amazon to finish out these bars and have them done and complete. So that's where I'm at on that. All right, let's see what else we can do to this. All right, everybody, I'm back. That last segment you were just looking at was actually filmed, what is it, April 7th. Today's April 27th, so sorry for being gone so long. But as you can see, in the meantime, I got probably 10 or 15 different parts over here that came in the mail. One of them was the extended brake hose we have here. This one actually is braided steel. I got it offline. And I also got a throttle cable, another throttle cable that works with this throttle up here and the carburetor, so that's all taken care of. I got a throttle kit that I put on here. I showed you the cracked throttle that was on here. I got this throttle kit. Actually came with this part of the throttle right here. A universal kill switch, a thing to go on your handle grip to help you turn the throttle, a cable, and a set of handle grips. And it was $12 on Amazon. I don't know how they do it. I don't think I could have bought this cable for 12 bucks. Actually, I know I couldn't, because I know what this one here that I put on here came in a 2-pack, and it was more expensive than that. But anyway, to throw the handle grips on here, I've got this. I had to modify this throttle to go in this housing a little bit. By modifying, I mean I just had to grind it a little bit around the outside because it was rubbing on the inside of the housing. I just took a smidgen off all the way around, and it clears, and you can see it snaps back nice. So we'll get this other grip on here. There we go. So that's what she's going to look like. That's how it's going to live. I don't know how well you can see it back here. The master cylinder sitting nice and level with the top of the handlebars. Got good access to our switches, both sides. So, bring you around the front here. I'll let you look at it. Okay, like I said, new brake hose, extended brake hose, couple inches longer than the stock one. Bolted right in here, 10mm banjo bolt on either side. This is the new throttle cable right here. I zip tied it. It had this plastic thing on the brake hose when I got it, so that worked out perfect. It holds the throttle cable nice and works good. So now we can move on to the next project. Handlebars are done. All right, another part I got. This is a toolbox that actually goes in here on the 700 and the 750s. They had this toolbox in here. Got a little, opens up, closes. I used to keep my registration and insurance card and stuff in here. Now we're going to install that. It's got 2 bolts up at the top here. Got a little rubber grommet that goes in a hole right here. Actually, I'm going to put the rubber grommet in the hole first. All right, there we go. That's installed. Okay, now I'm going to work on getting this rear tire installed. I showed you how to get it off. Putting it back on is just a reverse. I'm not going to make you watch all that. So I'm going to skip over here and I'll be back when the tire's back on. We'll go from there. I'll show you. We got to get the shocks, the rear fender struts, the fender. Everything on the back end here has got to go back on. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, everybody, there you go. It's on. So now we got the toolbox on over here. We got the new rear wheel and tire. It's actually going to need a new tire pretty soon, but we'll get it on there so we can get this thing done and ridden. But the next thing I'm looking at is our shocks. Now I bought these shocks. I got to see how they're going to work. They're actually a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. These are 9-inch shocks. The original shocks that were on here were 12-inch. I wanted to squat it a couple inches. When I did the 94 build, I squatted it from 12 inches to 10.5. So this is another 1.5 inches, but I don't know how these are going to work. Reason I got them red and black and chrome is because the tank that I'm going to be putting on here is actually silver on the sides. It's a black tank, silver on the sides, and red pinstripe, separating the two colors. So I thought it might tie in some. I think I'm going to have to push out the center metal part of these shocks to put them on here to see if they're going to work. But that's going to bring this rear tire up to, no, they're not going to work. It's going to be too short. Okay, well, I guess those are going to get used on the grandson's go-kart. So I'm going to have to order up another set of shocks to get in here. In the meantime, we'll still get the fender struts on here. We'll get the fender on, get the seat on. There's a rear glove box that goes back here. We'll get all that stuff together. And then I can start working on this tank. The tank that we're going to do, well, I'll explain that when we get to it. Okay, everybody. These are the fender struts that are going to be going on here. They go on. I left all the hardware in here so I wouldn't lose it, and that's why I do that, and I tell you guys to do that, or put it in a bag and label it, one or the other. Simple as that. They bolt down there with 2 bolts. Actually, these rear ones, let me check before I get too crazy here. I think they go through the back of the fender too. Couple of screws in the front here. Hold the fender to a plastic fender extension down there, which guards the back of the motor if we're kicking water off the tire. If we happen to get caught in the rain, which we don't want to do. Go. Okay, that's how that's going to go. I'm going to get the other one on the other side, get this all tightened down, and we will be right back. And we're going to want to get this sissy bar back in here before we go tightening down the fender struts. So we'll move a little for when we're trying to get the screws through and lined up. If you got it all tightened down, it makes it harder. Just get everything in there, screws started on everything, and then you can snug everything up. I see. I guess that has to go on them first. Okay, back to square one. I want to see if this glove box has to go on here before we get everything tightened down, or else I'm going to have to take all that back off again too. Okay, that can go on afterwards. So we'll get all this all tightened down, and we'll go from there. Okay, there we go. Fender's on, blinkers are on, sissy bar's on, tail light. The rear turn signals back here are actually off of the front of a Virago, and the reason for that is because front blinkers actually have a riding light in them. They have a dual filament. They have an 1157 bulb, whereas the rear turn signals on a motorcycle usually only have an 1156, so that they only come on when you turn your turn signal on. There's no riding light back here. So I took the front ones and put them back here. I'm going to take these two blue wires, tie them together, and then tie them into the riding light, the tail light on this, and then it'll still have your, the original turn signals and brake light back here. But these will light up as a riding light while you're going down the road, or it'll have an amber riding light. All right, so that's that. I've got the pad in the house for the sissy bar. We're going to put that on in a little bit. I think really the next thing is going to be this wiring. All right, we'll be back in a second. All right, everybody, there we go. We got the fender struts on. We got the sissy bar on. We have the rear fender on. Everything's tightened down. Tail lights on here. These rear turn signals. I've actually put the ones off the front of a Virago on here. These two blue wires are actually going to tie into the rear tail light to give me a rear riding light. It'll have a rear amber riding light. Not to mention the red tail light that it always has. So that's that. Got everything on there. I'm going to order up a different set of shocks for this. So I got to get to the wiring on this, get these tied in, and get this glove box back on here, and then I can get the seat back on here. And after that, we can get side covers on it, get the battery back in it. We still got a ways to go. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Before we get into that wiring, I'm going to pull these 4 bolts out to hold the sissy bar on. And I forgot we have a little book rest that goes on there, a little platform. And then we also have to get this in here, which is a rear glove compartment, I guess you call it. They actually got a little toolkit that goes in there too. So, and one of the things I got in the mail was the rubber strap that holds down the toolkit, and I have a toolkit over here. So we're going to get them back in here too. We're going to make this thing pretty nice. And I'm thinking about getting a bag to set on that little platform that goes back here. It's already got a Mustang seat with 2 side saddlebags, zip on and off saddlebags. Figure if I get that other sissy bar pack back here in the back, it'll be like a little bagger. So it'd be nice for going on long hauls. Plus that Mustang seat that goes on here is just so comfortable. It's like sitting in a easy boy recliner. Okay, let's get this on here. Okay, as you can see, 4 bolts, that's all it holds it on. Same bolts to hold the sissy bar on. Put them in there, line up the holes, screw them down. Just like that, screw them down, German specs, good and tight. Okay, there we go. Now, get our little box here. This one has a hole in the back here, a bolt that lines up here, and it's got this little bracket. Goes down through the bottom for 2 holes. Nuts go up on the bottom of the fender. Okay, there we go. She's mounted back on there. I'm going to get the tool bag. There we are with the tool bag. As you can see, pliers, and this is an original tool bag from a motorcycle, but it is not from this motorcycle. But it'll work just fine. Now, this here, and I'm going to get you in here so you can see this better. There's a strap that actually came with this. Found it online. Goes in the back, goes under 2 hooks, and the tool bag goes in the back of it back here and holds it down. Here, I'll get you over here and show you. I'm going to try and get you to see right in through here. This is the door that flips up. Maybe I can get you even lower here. Let me see. There we go, that's better. As you can see, this door flips up in the back. It's got a key here, same key for the ignition. That goes down like that. There's this bolt in the back here that bolts straight in. And then there's two that go down through the bottom, through the fender on that bracket that I showed you. Now, this tool bag, if it's not too long, let's see if we can fit it in here. Maybe not. Like I said, it's not for this bike. See if we can get her in there. No, maybe not. But anyway, I'll see if I can find one that fits in there. There's a couple of hooks in here. There it goes. Had to get it on the top one. And there's another hook right here in front of my finger at the bottom of this eyelet right there goes on to. There, as you can see, it's hooked in there. Tool bag's supposed to go around it. Maybe I'll see if I can take some of them longer tools out or rearrange them so it'll fit in there, but that's how that goes. That's all back together. It's also a nice little stash. Put your paperwork or whatever you want in there. And that's how that goes. Locked up, all good to go. Give you an idea so you can see it better. This is the book rack coming out the back. This is the glove compartment with the fold down door in the back. Okay, that's all installed. Next. Okay, everybody, take a step back here. Let you see where we're at. We got the rear tire back on. We got the side toolbox on. We got the fender struts on. We got the fender, tail light, turn signals. We have the book rack, and the rear glove box on here, and the sissy bar. So all that's back on there. Now I've got new side covers that go on here and on the other side. We got to get the seat back on here. Got to get the saddlebags back on the seat. I've got to clean those up a little, the saddlebag and the seat. And like I said, I got to get that wiring tied in for the rear riding lights. So we're getting there. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. I got the battery back in this thing. While I was off camera, I got the battery back in it, hooked up the wiring and everything so I could turn the lights on, so I could see what wire went to the tail light, so I can show you what I'm going to do with these two wires to give me rear riding lights, rear amber riding lights. Okay, I'll get you in here. All right, here we are. This blue wire here, this is the plug. This part of the wire goes back to the tail light. This goes up to the bike where it gets its power from. Now, I got to tie these two blue wires right here. One goes to each side into this blue wire right here. So I'm just going to split the casing, separate the wire. Here, let me show you how that's done. Okay, this is how I'm going to tie this in here. I'm going to expose the wire right here. The way I do that, just like that. You guys all see that? Okay. Then I take my electrical tester, with the point on it. Separate the wire in half. Just like that. You'll have a hole in the center of it. You see that? Then you trim these two wires to the length that I need, which will be right about there. Strip that wire. Strip that wire. And you can figure out the rest. You stick the wire down through the hole. And wrap it around. You see what I'm doing? Stick this wire down through the hole and wrap it around the opposite way on the other side. Once you get it all wrapped around on both sides, you'll have that. Now what I'm going to do is hit it with some liquid electrical tape. Right here. I believe I got this over at the old Harbor Freight. And no, I am not affiliated with Harbor Freight in any way. Just telling you where I got it. And then you put this on there. So your connection does not get all corroded. Make sure it's coated real good everywhere. You don't see any copper wire. And I'll let that dry. This connection is going to be up under the seat. The seat's going to come out to probably, it'll come out over the top of this fender strut here. So you won't see that. And where it plugs in is a waterproof plug. So it should all be good. All right. When that dries, I'll plug it all in. We'll come back. I'll show you I got amber rear tail lights on either side, and I got a your regular running light on the rear brake light. There we go. Yeah. This amber light and that amber light are going to be full-time running lights now, along with the regular tail light here. Plus, these amber lights are going to be blinkers when I need them also. So they will constantly be on, hopefully make me a whole lot more visible than I normally would be with just the one tail light here. I think I also might go down on the bottom here and put a side mount license plate holder on it, and that'll have another brake light on the top of it. So that'll even give me another tail light and another brake light to make me more visible. So, all right, let's move on. I think we'll go to the choke next. I got okay, like I started to say, we're going to move on to the choke relocation bracket. I tried making one. It looked like hell, and it was kind of loose. I had them in these holes on this mounting strap here that kind of gives the carburetor a little stability. This is what I'm talking about. Get it back here where you can see it. Really pretty simple. You order them online. There's a dozen companies or more out there that make them and have them. But what that does, these two holes, where am I? This one and this one mount on this screw and this screw. The slot in the middle here is where your choke comes up to. This part right here goes right in that slot, and you're all set. Really a very simple install. As you'll see here in a second, they even give you the longer screws to accommodate, which is really nice. I thought I was going to have to go over to the hardware store and get longer ones, but see, this is going to go, actually I'll put it this way. So as you can see, easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. And actually, I think they're the same length as the ones that came with the bracket. So I'll just use these because those are real shiny and chrome, and these are black, so this way they'll still all match all the way around. So and we take our choke just like so. And there we go. Just like that. Get your washer and your nut up on there. Which I probably should have done before I screwed it to the carburetor, but we'll get it. Okay, there we go, kids. How easy was that? There you go. Up and down for your choke. Ba-ba-da. Okay, on to the next project. Well, I guess we could do these. These will be easy enough. Let me get you back out here. All right, what I got here I believe cutting the boxes apart. I believe our highway pegs go right here on the engine guards. Let's get the boxes open and see what we got. Get the seat on it. Okay, those are the pegs. Allen wrench to tighten them on there. Oh, look at them bad boys. Woohoo! Wow, nicey nice. This would be the mounting brackets. There we go. Now these are spacers because there's probably different size engine guards and frames that these can mount to. Look at that. These will mount right on there. We'll put them out in the front so they're out farther. And like I said, we'll have to use the spacers. All right. I wonder if this Allen wrench fits this too. Of course not. That'll work. That has got to be about the shortest screw I ever seen. I almost lost the washer. Okay. Well, that's got to come out. All right, let's see what size spacers we need for these. And how that's all going to work. We got 4 that are skinny like that, and we got 4 that are fat like that. So I'd imagine one of each goes on each side, unless it doubles up like that. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Of course, they don't send no instructions, but we'll get her figured out, won't we? They're gonna go on this way. Okay, that's not gonna work. I know what I'm missing now. Try 2 of the big ones. And that gets me anywhere. I think maybe I figured it out. Does need a big one on either side. For this particular application, I don't know about others and other bikes. Now that looks pretty good. I had one on either side on the inside and the outside. Turns out it fits a lot better, not only on the pipe here, these spacers, but it grabs on. I think everything works a whole lot better that way. I'm going to put it up as high as I can. Get the bolt through here. Wow. I'll tell you, those things lock down. A little bit of an angle to them. Now they got these little spring steel. You can see they're bent, hopefully. I guess they're for shimming in the sides here because they've got a little wiggle to it, and you don't want that. Of course, they don't tell you which way to slide it in. Well, I guess I'll put the flat part at the back. That would make sense. Because if you look, they have a flat part on the back and a curved part on the front. We'll put the flat part against this part right here. And see if I can't get that to slide in. Wow, that's actually a really, really nice design. I like that. She's going, folks. Okay, there we go, kids. Okay. Adjust them to where you want them. Tighten them down. Don't want them moving around on you. Scratch. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can hold it like that then. There we go. Okay, I don't think I'm going to have a problem with them moving at all. Or loosening up. We'll leave them there for now. All right, I'm going to get the one on the other side now that you know how it goes. And I'll be back in a second. You don't need to watch that. You just saw how I did that one. Okay. Next project. Okay, next little project on this is going to be getting these side covers on that go cover up this little area here on both sides. This side has always been problematic with these Viragos. Reason being, they have these little rubber grommets here, and there's a tab on the side cover itself that fits into here. Well, what happens is everybody always loses these rubbers. And there's one here, and there's one here. Let's see if I can get you in here closer to see it. Okay, one goes up in here, and the other one, it's hard to see, I know, goes right down in here. If I can figure out where it goes. Where are we going here? Just like that. So you can see how these have a tendency to just letting go of it, it's falling out of there. So what I do is I drill a hole right here, right through this piece of plastic and the rubber, and I put a little tiny zip tie on it, and it cures the problem. I've never had a problem with them coming off after that. So what happens is these two tabs slip in here, and the back side of the cover pops into this little grommet back here. And that's how it holds on there. As long as it doesn't come out of this back grommet back here, it's not going to come off. But when you lose the rubbers up here in the front, and then you go and put it back on, it's loose up in the front here, and the wind catches it and it flips it off, and you'll lose it going down the road. I did on my first Virago back in '85. But all right, well, I'm going to get these drilled and fastened, and then I will get out the side covers. We'll put them on. You can check them out. They're pretty cool. They're vented. Yep. Went the wrong way, kids. But they're pretty cool. Here, let me show you one. That's what they look like. And you can see that's the tabs I'm talking about that go into these rubber grommets. But, all right, let's get these on here. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Right there, and right down here on the bottom. See if I can get that a better. You can see the zip ties on them where I got them held in there so they don't come back out. Now, let's show you what that looks like on there. Trying to make sure I'm in them. I believe I am. And there you go. And I have to clean them up and wax them up a little bit. But there you have it. Nicey nice. Brand new paint. It's even got the little vents in it. I might even do some red pinstriping around those little screen vents on that, because I figured right there that side cover is black and silver, accent it with a little red, and that should tie it into the gas tank. Gas tank silver and black with red pinstripe. So I just may do that. We'll see. Okay. We're getting close. I got to get the seat and stuff on this, and then we're going to, let's see, then we're going to work on getting the gas tank on this thing. All right. We'll be back in a second. Okay, everybody. I'm back. You know where we're at on this. I'm going to have to cut out here. I literally have like 2.5, 3 hours of footage of doing what you guys just all watched in this hour or a little bit plus video. I got it all edited down to what you're watching right now, and I can't make it any longer than it is, so I had to do one more video. I'm going to call this one assembly. I'm going to call the next one either finished and riding or done and, you know, riding. But there's just too much to do to finish this out in this video. The shocks are in. I got to get those on. I got to fit the tank on this thing. I have a new air cleaner element that I've got to put in it. I've got to get the seat back on and the saddlebags back on. I have to bleed out the front brakes, adjust the rear brake. I think after that, I think we're going to be all good. The exhaust I got to pull off, paint, rewrap, and put back on. So there's still quite a bit to do. It's going to make this video like 2 hours long if I kept doing it. So I'm going to cut it here. We're getting close. Tune back in again. I'm literally going to go in the house. I had the rest of this video already edited. I'm going to add this segment to the end of it and put it up. And I'm coming back out here within an hour. It's about noon, so I got lots of time today. I'm going to start on this. Hopefully within the next couple of days I can bang it out, finish it out, and show you guys a video of me doing a walk around on this thing, and then I'm going to show you me ripping it up and down the road, and we'll see the done complete product. All right, I want to thank all of you for watching. I know this was a long video. As always, be good to each other, ride safe, live life behind bars, and I will catch you in the next and final video for this bike. All right, I'll see ya.